What's up, everybody? My name is DMX, aka Brandon. This is episode 122 of the Anime Dojo. I'm alongside Chris and Deon. Gentlemen, how you doing?
What's good with it, man? I'm doing all right. How about you?
Doing well, can't complain. We have a couple things to get into tonight. We have the end of the summer season. We're going to kind of talk about that. We're also going to talk about something kind of interesting with um, Sakamoto Days because they got a announcement that I think most people weren't expecting. But also, we're just gonna also talk about the new JJK trailer that happened last week, kind of going into talking about the Colon game, and just kind of giving you our thoughts about that. And then we'll go through the charts and then episodes. We'll do episode 8 and 9 of Lord of Mysteries and get through all that. So look forward to that. Let's start off though with we'll start off with the JJK trailer. I did watch it. I will say it's actually really interesting. I like what they're doing with the Colon game stuff. I appreciate the fact they're actually trying to give us a little more of a context, but also make it more impactful. Because this is one of the stronger arcs of the series for JJK, and I think JJK is gonna have a harder time has a hard time not gonna be able to make this arc don't seem boring because this arc is a lot of fighting, a lot of other things that are happening, so kind of building into like this main story now. Um, I'll start out with Dion for this. Dion, I know you said they were watching trailer before we started the podcast tonight. It's a short trailer. It's like less than 2 minutes out there. What do you think about the trailer for JJK? What do you think? Um, what do you think about this next arc for JJK? Dion or Chris, either one can answer.
I am currently still watching the trailer. So give me like, but so far so good. So far so good. Like I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like, 'cause, I mean, this new character really did just step in, and for those that haven't watched any of the manga or anything, like it is new to me. So yeah, I like this. This is gonna be fire.
What I miss, y'all?
Oh no, I was asking, what do you think about the new for the JJK trailer? What do you think about it? What is the thing that you're kind of excited for?
What I'm excited for? More JJK.
Do you do you think this arc is going to be something that people are going to really be clamoring for? 'Cause I know it's interesting. The previous two arcs, which was inventory and I forget the other name. That arc was kind of a slash back. This is backstory slash new stuff, but this Colon Games is now all new stuff. Do you think that's going to really grip people in to JJK now with all this new stuff happening?
I mean, I feel like most of the JJK stuff is already like a cult following anyway. Like if you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, you're not. So
Mm-hmm.
we might get a few new, but I'm not sure if it's going to be as big of a difference as we would like to see animes grow and develop. But I will say, how do I say this? In the future, when people go back and start watching anime, you catch up on stuff heard people talk about. It's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
even bigger later than it will be when it's released.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I have
My
to say this though, as I'm
perspective.
watching this trailer, I'm sorry to cut you off. But as I'm watching this trailer, not only they're kind of doing the same thing that Demon Slayer did. They said they're going to revamp the last few episodes or the last big fights of the last season, and then they're going to give you the first 1 or 2 episodes of the new season. So yeah,
Okay. I did hear about this. And that was the thing. I didn't actually, I did read the article, but I haven't gone back and read it. But like, when I saw that, I'm kind of like, is that a good thing? Because, and we'll get into it because we're gonna get into it with the whole Sakamoto Days thing. But and this is gonna be a question. This is a question for both of y'all, but I'll whoever want to answer this. Do you think we see a trend now since Demon Slayer did so well with how they've done Mugen Train arc, if it, um, Hashira arc, all the Swordsman Village, and even to this first movie, is the trend gonna be? Oh, we're gonna show you the last couple episodes of the last arc, to show you the first episode of the next arc, and kind of do a big hour and 30-minute thing. And if so, is that a good trend to follow with something like from since Demon Slayer does it well? Can every anime really perfect that?
Bro, like, okay, that's a loaded question because what Demon Slayer
Right?
did this past, what Demon Slayer did this past weekend was totally obliterate all American films for the last what 5 years at least. I mean, bro, they even compared the numbers. Disney had put out Fantastic Four and made just over like maybe 514 million or something like that. And then here comes Demon Slayer and made just 100,000 more than them. It's like, bro, that is a shame. The anime is
Oh
winning
yeah.
in America right now, bro. So will other companies do what Demon Slayer's been doing? Heck yeah, absolutely. They would be stupid not to.
But will it work? That's the thing I think is going to be interesting because not everything can do that style and have it stick.
If anybody can do it though, I would say JJK could.
Okay, okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I think JDK is probably the one. I'll even go as far and I'll throw my hand. I'll throw this in there because we're watching it right now. I'll throw Lord of Mysteries in there if you really want to think about it. Daytown could do it.
I can see Lord of Mysteries getting that big if they stick to what they've been doing. Because
Yeah.
right now, the kind of stuff that they have been doing is really thought provoking in its own right. But it's got to gain more popularity right now, though.
Mhm.
It's got because right now that's gonna be a make or break it.
I will say in the tweet it does say December 5th. I'm gonna ask this: does that mean winter at that point? That'd be the winter season.
On
It's
the way
technically still
to
the
it.
fall season. Yeah, it's technically still the fall season.
Still fall season.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't really reach winter season until like mid late December.
Okay.
Yeah, early
So it'll be like
January.
tail end of fall going into the winter if that's the case. Okay. Um
Yeah.
I the other thing about this too, I kind of feel like we're getting the information for this now. I hope that we get a little more. We got the trailer. I do hope we get story stuff because there's some story stuff there that I think you could really kind of revamp within that first first couple, in that first episode to kind of get people caught up. But also, they put out the inventory arc and the him and inventory and the other arc together in a movie. I think about a month ago in Japan. So that movie could come out here, but we have both the arcs on Crunchyroll. So I, I don't know. It feels like JDK's in a good spot, but I also feel like the other thing about this is like what else is going to be around at that point once we get to the fall. Because of right now, fall is pretty light, if I remember correctly, based on what I heard from like Crunchyroll and a couple other places. It's not like huge, so we'll see. Um, I'm gonna roll into this, and I'm gonna roll into this in an interesting way. With this announcement now, do you think we get any other big announcements that have to come out right away? Outside of because we did get the announcement from I think My Hero Academia's final season, which is in the fall. That is a guarantee. Um, outside these two things, do you see any other big announcements we could get anime wise? And I'll start off with Chris for this.
Honestly, I mean, besides whatever shows, like I doubt it. But what's the possibility of us getting another solo leveling? I mean, okay, but outside of solo leveling, I mean, the only other thing that's anime verse right now would be the Netflix series. Because I couldn't tell you what's coming out in the winter season or let alone the spring season. You know.
True. True.
Well, we got a few already with
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man, One Punch Man, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. We
Yeah.
we already got a few
But,
that's
yeah, but
big
that's
name
animes
drops
that
and
are
stuff.
coming out in this. That's animes coming out in this fall season though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We already got a couple like big announcements. So as
Bigger
far as
hitters.
getting more,
It's
it's
looking pretty
it's
slim.
slim pickings as to who could even hit.
Exactly.
I, that that's the interesting part, and I actually will switch this around. Well, I'll do this. We'll do this topic first, then we'll talk about the summer season. But I think that's the interesting part because I think now we're getting about to get the biggest lull in an anime season we've had in a long time. But first, let's talk about this. Sakamoto Days is gonna get a live action.
No.
Um,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did I not predict this? Did I
you
not
did.
predict this?
You did.
Everybody
You,
owes me my credit right now because I predicted this way back.
you did. Here's the thing.
Nah,
I'm
wait
not.
a minute, Brandon, because I want to hear from Deon too. Yeah, bro. I'm calling you out. I told you. Uh huh. Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you. Let me tell you, bro. Hold on. Let me
Uh
look
huh.
you dead in your eyes.
Oh, okay. You want to let me dead in my eye? Hold up. Hold up.
Oh man. Oh man. Uh, oh man. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Let me
looking me
tell you.
dead in the eye. Where you at? Where you at?
I
Come
am
on. No. No. Okay.
I am so sad for this to happen. If there was
Why?
any moment that I didn't want you to be right, it would be now.
Fair
That's
enough.
okay.
Fair
That's
enough.
fair. I, I, okay. I will say this. I'm not as like I get it. I know why we're doing it. We've got so many announcements. We got Dress Up Darling. We got
I'll tell you what.
Demon Slayer. We got. There's a list. I can go down this list. I'm not gonna go down the full list because there's a list. There's about like 10. I can say at the bat right now. But Dion, I'm gonna start with you with this. Why do you think this was not a good idea?
First of all, raise your hand if you have seen any live action depictions that you just truly, truly love.
Ooh, ooh.
Now, raise your hand if you've seen any live action depictions that were just cutthroat amazing, no controversy. Yeah, I see you One Piece fans.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
raise your hand if you've seen a live action that can accurately depict anything from the anime and make it stand out 100% without adding any CGI, any tech, having a big budget, or being completely overwhelmingly uncreative. Now, raise your hand if you've seen 1,000 of these done on Netflix and they sucked.
Okay.
You know what,
That's
bro?
actually
You know what, bro?
uh,
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Because
that's
Netflix
fair.
has put out a lot of them, and the vast majority of those that come out on Netflix have sucked ass. Like, for real.
Mm-mm.
Absolute
I'm gonna
ass.
raise two hands to that because yes, you are absolutely correct.
But you know what's funny? In that tweet, they did not say who was making this. This is from Anime News, by the way. Um, so
But
they haven't
isn't
said
this a
who's going to
Netflix
make this.
anime?
It is, but I don't
You
assume
think they're gonna give it to somebody else?
not give it to somebody. Okay. They would help. I would think they help promote it, and they'll probably put it on their platform. I think somebody else is going to produce it. It's not a guarantee Netflix is going to do it themselves because my big thing with that, are you actually going to do that and One Piece at the same time? By the way, speaking of, I'm going to go on a small tangent here. One Piece got announced season 2 is done. They're already starting production on season 3. Are we just going to blow through that like nothing? So what are we doing here?
Because
Like,
it's going to be trash. It's okay to go through trash stuff really, really quickly. Sorry.
no, you're good. You're fine. I Hey, I'm like you. I don't want these Sakamoto's days get ruined, but at least you could probably get away with it because technically, technically, you can make the show martial arts. The show is more martial arts and hand-to-hand combat. So at least there's some bases in that realm in Japan. So it could be you could do that very well. Outside of that, the rest of the stuff is going to be kind of up to them trying to make sense of.
Yeah. If you let Chad and Mike them produce it. And for those of
uh,
you who don't know who I'm talking about, I am talking about the creators of John Wick.
yeah, that's the greatest John Wick. Which would actually, if you gave the creators of John Wick this, I would actually be okay with that because they could probably
Give
do it
them a
well.
dope team and let them do the movie. I'm with it. Other than that, sit down somewhere.
Wait, say that again.
The creators of John Wick or the
And
producers
then
of John Wick.
now they ought to be the ones to produce this Sakamoto movie. Yeah, I agree.
That's what we're talking about. Yep. You
Yeah,
give
like that
them
would
You,
be.
a good team.
You know what? Just because you said it, I need Keanu Reeves to play Sakamoto. He's already got the gray hair,
he does
bro.
have the
Put
gray hair.
He's
Keanu
not
Reeves in
big
a
enough
fat suit
though,
and let
bro.
him play Sakamoto. 100%.
You could get away with that. You could do a lot of things with that.
Bro.
Like, I mean, you could do a lot of tricks with that. So
Imagine him
that's not
in a
something.
fat suit though.
Do it,
Right.
bro.
You could do,
Yes, because he goes skinny too. He goes skinny in the editor, bro. Yes, bro. Give me Keanu Reeves for motherfucking Sakamoto. Sorry for the cuss.
okay. No, you're good. You're fine. But here's my thing. If you're telling me the people who make John Wick can produce this, cool. That's a good thing for this live action because it's based in that reality. The other thing about this, and the thing that's going to be bogging my mind the most, for all the other assassins in the show, you're going to have to give them people who can play those characters well enough to make them feel authentic. That's the interesting about this. The only downside I see is that your assassins have to be the characters who play the other assassins have to be interesting and fun, and that's gonna be hard to do in live action because most of the time you're not gonna have the same type of personalities or just actors to kind of get that rolling. But I
But I'm not the only
mean,
person who feels that way. Though. I do agree. Like, bro, like Keanu Reeves. Hey, Brandon, fix your head. Like, bro, because Keanu. Don't lean to the side on me. Keanu does a really good action, but chill for sure. I definitely think he was served. And then put the directors from freaking like we said the John Wick movies. Yeah. John one. I said John Wick.
but
1, 2, 3, 4 me. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, but I want y'all to
Everything.
look somebody up. I want y'all to look somebody up.
Oh,
And
Deon wants us to
this
look
is my
somebody up.
guy
You gonna get John
from
Wick?
Ip
That'd
Man,
be great.
right? This is
okay,
my guy from Ip Man or IP Man, however you want to say it. His name is Samo. Sammo. Samo. Look him up. When I tell you this dude, he's got he's
Okay.
comedic,
Yeah.
he's got the
now
skills,
sit
Yeah.
down.
and he's got the size. And then you know who Keanu could play?
Ooh.
X or Slur.
Yeah, you could. You could technically play it. Yeah, extra slur. That'd be good. Here's the other thing we haven't really figured out with this, and something I think both of y'all have kind of mentioned. It's it's an, it's more of an issue of trying to make this show authentic. I'm gonna bring up something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry what I'm about to do. It's gonna be kind of funny. It's gonna be kind of interesting when I say it. Do y'all remember what happened with Ghost in the Shell? The live action. because
Mm.
that whole mess ended up people were not happy. So ultimately, if what you're saying, Deon, for that guy to play him, that'd be fun and that'd be interesting and actually would work out. But then I think for the other assassins, you kind of have to make sure slightly, I'm not saying you have to do it, have them be officially somewhat within the realm of the actual character
You
ethnicity,
know what, B?
which you can't.
I'm gonna use your words against you. I hear what you're
Yeah.
saying, but I'm gonna call BS on that. You know why?
Okay, go ahead.
Don't you like the One Piece live action with all the truly unknown named actors that quote unquote depict the characters very well and that everybody is raving on how good they're doing?
Fair, fair. I
Hmm.
agree with you. I'll give
Hmm.
you that. Continue, continue. I'm gonna finish out that point. Continue.
So you can truly get a cast of no named or low ranked C rank actors, and put them into this cast of Sakamoto and create a whole movie around them.
Yeah.
Because clearly talent does not matter. Clearly a name does not matter. As long as the movie is titled correctly, apparently. I don't know. I honestly do not know why people love the One Piece live action the way that they do. I'm not gonna take too much from it because it is getting its its place, but you know
Uh, yeah,
they
you're
did
not
better
wrong.
character design and
Okay,
freaking Full Metal Alchemist.
but I have to give you your flowers as well, Deon, because there was a Instagram who kind of broke it down in a more in-depth way of why the One Piece live action is not One Piece, and he broke it down because from his point of view, One Piece and the length of the episodes is the journey of the show. So if One Piece is cutting out even a little bit, they're already degrading the show as a whole.
Hmm.
So
So,
from that point of view, I understand.
And not only are you like taken away from the journey, but the live action is mixing things so that they can cut it short.
mhm.
Like it's taking something from part A and something from part C and bridging it together to make part B not have to exist. You just
Okay.
Yeah.
can't do that and make it
So
Now,
realistic
gentlemen,
in comparison.
I want to propose this to you guys because this
yeah.
was proposed okay, because this is I've seen a few posts. So we all know that the live action One Piece was greenlit for 3 seasons with an additional 3 seasons after that. So six in
Right.
total.
Unfortunately.
Right. So the creator himself has asked Netflix to double it for the sake of that. Because so his real fans like Dion will feel a better connection to it.
So
So
okay.
there are currently
So
talks for the current live action to go 13 seasons just to bring out the longevity of the actual anime.
that's the question I wanted to ask. You brought it. You answered it for me. So they're saying they want to go from 6 to 13 by the time. Are they? Huh? Okay, I can see that being the case, but one, and I'm gonna say this directly to Neon for that. I
Hmm.
don't think that satisfies all fans. But two, that's gonna be a lot of production. Are you pumping one of these out every year at this point? Then, like,
No,
Yeah, my
like
face is
like
like
but
stuck on stupid right now.
like the bad thing about this going that many seasons that your actors will eventually age out.
uh-huh. That's the other thing I was gonna mention.
Your actors are going to age out.
Well, I would say that if they didn't age up already in the anime.
Okay,
Yeah,
So
because they.
We
They
got a
do age
lot of
up.
time skips and everything, so they age up gradually in the anime anyway. So for me, that's not a problem. The problem is not doing it, actually, not stretching. Because as you can see, they can clearly crank this stuff out fast. They're already working on three. The first season just came out, you know? So they're going to be able to go through it fast. Here's the thing. Well, I got to put a little slight little shot in there. They're able to do it fast because those trash people aren't doing anything else but this. So, um, they can work pretty fast on stuff like that. But here's the thing: if you don't stretch it, if you don't make it what it is, then you run the risk of doing what you did in the first season, which is missing a lot of the big picture. And
Okay. Okay.
a lot of people are upset about that. Like we just have to understand that a lot of people are upset about you missing that big picture.
Yeah.
I the other thing I see with this, and I'm gonna return it back to the Sakamoto thing. If if Chris is saying what he saw from the Instagram, the guy talking about this. The thing about Sakamoto Days, I don't want you to skip anything in Sakamoto Days. The problem is they might, and that's the thing. I'm kind of like, wait, why would you skip certain interactions to get to certain things?
Mm, I have to disagree with that, Brandon, only because like this is more of a case of Zom 100.
Fair, fair.
Okay, because so and I will say Netflix does get better with time. Like they've had experiments that were horrible, and they've got stuff that's been pretty good that I like. So, but with that being said, I can't say that I'm particularly looking forward to this live action, but I do expect it to be somewhat decent. Because I mean, and then to bring it back to what you were saying, the the technically the show is only what one season, maybe two right now. Like, 'cause I think it's core one, core two.
Yeah, there's two seasons. Yeah,
So
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 25%.
if they really want to do this show right, they could do it for an hour. Like if they do hour episodes, then this it would actually be pretty good.
Okay.
I love that thought process, bro. Because I don't know if you guys remember me saying it, but the only I've always said this: if you give it to a studio like an HBO, it will be amazing. They're used to it. Look at shows like Black Sails, um, things like that where they take those hour-long shows, House of Dragons and all of that, Game of Thrones, all of that stuff. They take these hour-long songs of shows of these like dramatic, dramatical, like all the other big words I could probably can't think of right now. But all these components and make an hour long epic show that looks good, the cast is good, the things are good. You can't do that half stepping like Netflix does. So you gotta stretch it. Give us the hour shows, give us the longer season, and I might watch you when you come out.
I, I will say this. I will say this. There's no confirmed release date for this. There's no outside them saying where there is a live adaptation happening. I think, as of right now, I think it's going to be at least 2 years till we see anything from them. 2 years,
You
maybe
said
three,
2 years.
because so
Nah,
two
bro.
years of like 2 years of any information. Like if we get our first little trailer, anything of that nature, or
Oh
even the
nah,
first
bro. It's
season,
it's it's coming before the end of this year.
That part.
I don't see that happening.
They were just doing
'Cause
a whole Disney run when they went to Disney World dressed as the characters after the show ended. they're already ready to come out. They're ready to explode with this.
But I also think too, if your theory is true that Netflix is going to do it themselves, you can't have that Sakamoto Days and that One Piece and the fact I think you still have Avatar under your belt and like a couple other things that you're working on. At this point,
Exactly.
But this
like
is Netflix we're talking about. They had all of that before and they came out with it. This is Netflix we're talking about. They
Right,
have
but the beautiful thing,
never
like
shied away
Netflix,
from. Go ahead.
but that's the beautiful thing about Netflix is they have like, bro, I know you don't even want to acknowledge the bleach that Netflix did. And I understand. So, but understandably, from that point, they've gotten a lot better. Maybe not to the point to
Yes,
where you are 100% with
they
it,
have gotten
but
a
you
lot
got to
better.
100% in it.
They have gotten a lot better production wise.
I will end off on this before we get into charts and get up episode 8 of Lord of Mysteries. We'll get into that after we get into charts. I'll end off on this though, then, gentlemen. Scale of 1 to 10. I'll start off for Chris for this. Scale of 1 to 10. How interested are you in this live action Sakamoto Days? We've all watched the anime. We all think it's good. When it comes out, what is that hype level gonna be when you see that first trailer or first
A four.
concept art or whatever?
It's gonna be a four.
Four?
I
Okay.
can't say I'm excited for it because why? I'm much rather at this point in time. I much rather watch the anime because the anime is doing better. Like I like the anime, so
Okay.
it
Okay.
would be like trying to switch me from the anime to the live action. And right now, that ain't gonna happen.
Okay. Fair. Deon, same question to you. Hype level. First
Hype
trailer,
level,
first real thing we see of this live action. What is that hype level scale of 1 to 10?
bro. I'm at a 15. I'm so excited to see what they have cooked up. Like I am sitting on the edge of my seat. I am ready to see what they have cooked up.
I
Man, I want them to prove me wrong so bad because that would be such a good thing to see. Anime version of John Wick in live act, like that would be amazing. But I'm also on that fence of, bro, I want to see how bad they do so bad where I can be like, this is why I don't rock with you like that.
okay.
So,
All right.
you know, I'm excited. Either way, I can't lose. So I'm excited.
That's fair. That's also fair. Um, I'll say I'm with Chris. Like it's like a 5 for me, but I also agree with Dion in the sense I want to see what happens. Like it's a weird thing because I think this is one of the few shows I'll be like, okay, if you do this well enough, I'm down. But if it's a train wreck, I'm also down to see what happens with a train wreck like that because that's you're literally doing something that has roots in things of martial arts and fighting and just in general that kind of stuff. And it's kind of like, okay, how do you make sure this works? We'll see. There's a lot of these live actions coming out. We might get more down the pipeline. Hopefully, we're gonna get more down the pipeline eventually. I hope they kind of just slow down, slow the roll, and just kind of think of what they're doing. Because at this point, you're getting to a point where you're gonna have every show's gonna have a live action at this point, all the major ones.
Right.
We all skip them, which is not good
Please,
or bad.
other studios pick these up besides Netflix. Oh my goodness. Please.
But let's get into these charts for um, week 11 from the anime corner. So at 1 is To Be Hero X. At 2 is Danadan. At 3, Toilet Bound. Season 2 went up 2 spots to 3. The Summer Hikaru Die went up 4 spots. The Fragrant Flower Blooms Delicately went down a spot to 5. Call of the Night Season 2 went down 3 spots. My Dress Up Darling is at the charts at 7. Sakamoto Days came up 3 spots to 8. And Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus went down 3 spots to 9, and Dr. Stone went up 3 spots to 10. Chris, what you think about this chart?
Bro, firstly, To Be Hero X, me, you caught up on that? Beautiful show. The way
Oh
they
yeah,
twisted that, bro. The way they twisted, bro. Yeah. You got to give To Be Hero X his flowers. Dan to Dan, bro. I don't know what the heck Dan to Dan is doing, bro. They got too many female characters on there right now. And then like it's on there
yeah.
like, oh boy, got hair, like and I'm gonna put him out there, bro. The dude is missing the whole testicle, and yeah, he got 3 women after him.
I forgot he's still missing his. Have we,
You see what I'm
we haven't-
saying?
have we not found that yet? That's also kind of funny. That's still a plot line that's kind of just off to the side now, without even explaining
Okay,
about it.
so okay, but just to get through the rest of this list, don't care about Toilet Bound because I still don't like the name. The Summer He Crew Died is a straight up horror film, but I probably need to go watch it. Flagrant Flower, I've heard good things, but it seems too a little bit too drama.
It's
Call
a
of the
pretty
Night is probably
story.
something. It may be, but y'all know me. I don't like cute things. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get
Yeah,
I like you. I like.
yeah. And then Call of the Night. Yeah, I'm not watching this. I really don't know. I've heard good things though. My Dress Up Darling is a whole freaking love story, and oh my dude, it's like at this point, it's like if y'all just don't call each other boyfriend and girlfriend by this part, like for real. I can't keep hyping up Sakamoto Days. It should be a little bit higher on this list. Those last few episodes. Don't care about Rascal. Doctor Mother freaking Stone, bro, deserves all the freaking flowers. They
you. We
did
made
an
it, bro.
incredible, bro. They did a time skip that pulled at your heartstrings, bro. Even though you knew how it was gonna end, the fact that they pulled on them so was heartbreaking. But yeah, bro, we made it. Yeah, bro.
Deon.
All right.
No, you're good. You're good. Deon, what do you think about this chart?
Oh man, y'all gonna hate me for this. To Be Hero X, mid. Um, Dan to Dan, mid. Toilet Bound. Haven't seen it, so I can't really speak on it. The Summer He Crew Died, bro. Nightmare Fuel. But
Fair enough.
I told you, bro. That is a straight up horror film. Like.
bro, I couldn't even catch up. I was like, hold up.
But you know what though? Like I haven't watched all of that, but low key Lord of Mysteries is another horror film. It's like, bro, they get into that shit. They get
Well,
into that shit, and
Yeah,
I be like,
but the way
I
Lord of
need a Bible.
Mystery does it, bro, I like
Yeah,
the way
Lord
they
of
do it,
Mysteries makes me want to bring a Bible to watch the show, bro. Like, no, hell no.
yeah.
bro. I'm telling you, is Constantine the Marvel's version? Constantine, not
Right.
John Wick. Marvel version Constantine meets
I
freaking Sherlock Holmes, bro. It's so cool to me. Um, but to finish this list, uh, the Fragrant Flower, beautiful story. Um, it's odd for sure, but it's a good casual watch. Call of the Night, always a good watch. I don't know about 7. Sakamoto Days, finally made it. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm.
9, whatever. Dr. Stone, yo, for me to see Sakamoto Days and Dr. Stone on this chart, bro, it lets me know that people are actually waking up right now. But I'm
I,
so
Amen
I,
to that.
I,
confused.
Amen to that.
but okay. Oh, I'm gonna ask the question here, and I think it needs to be answered because this is technically there's one more week on this chart, but I don't think there's anything big left on this chart that's actually gonna stick around. Like Sakamoto is done. Sakamoto Days is done. We know that Dan is done. Um, we know that To Be Here is done. So I'm gonna ask this question: was this chart filled to the brim with too much?
No,
Because, or not this chart,
no,
this season.
no, and that's why I'm confused. That's why I'm confused because I'm not going to sit here and say that these episodes, because this is the last episodes, right, of the ones that you see.
Most of these are
These
last episode, I think.
episodes were the best episodes of the season. I'm not gonna say that. So why are they on the chart now when they weren't before?
I honestly think it's because people binge watch it. People know
And
these
that's
shows are
that's
good, so they wait.
But
and that's
okay,
what I'm
I'm gonna.
saying. Like it's not a lot in this season to even truly, mark my word, truly compare to the shows that we would deem good. So how are they not on the chart more consistently? Like you said, Chris, you think they binge watch? I don't
There's
know, man.
there's the thing about this, and I'm gonna give both of y'all credit for this. And I usually, and these gentlemen both know a lot, so I'll give them credit for this. If that's the case, and we've seen it with the Reddit chart, which we're getting into in a second, but like that tells me then that ultimately, and it's the Chris's theory all along, and I love the man for saying it. He has to give a show 3 to 4 episodes before he really gets into it. The problem is, and it's something I think is funny, most shows don't have their cliffhanger till 5 or 6. And the
Hmm.
funny part and I'll give you an example. To Be Hero X is the interesting one. Me and Chris binged watched 20 to 24. The weird part is, I told Chris the story kicks in at 20. Episode 20, the story fully kicks in, and from 20 to 24, you get all this info about what's happened prior in the season, plus what happened in season 1, and connects all those dots from season 1. I, I, I I don't know. Like, are we really gonna say that now what anime is? You can wait to the back half of the season to start watching it and get everything figured out about us anime. Like, is that what we're getting to now?
I think that truly just depends on the creator's angle of the anime because a lot of them now are trying to twist the story and give you these plot twists and make things super mysterious and interesting, and so they don't do it until later in the season where they think they're unraveling some big mystery or telling some big side of the story when a lot of the times it's not done well, but when it is Lord of Mysteries,
Mm.
it works to be Hero X. But when it's done poorly, y'all gonna hate me for saying this, Devil May Cry.
Fair. I'll
It
give you
just
that. I
seems
will give
like
you
a
that.
waste of time.
Well, and I'll give it to you now. And sorry to cut you off because you're about to say something. I will give it to you now, and I give Chris this, and I'll give Chris this credit. Danadan. Danadan's got kind of weird, and I don't Danadan in general is just a weird story, so I get why it's the way it's going. But this man has gained like 2 other girlfriends, a random dude
Yes, like,
we don't know much about. Plus the fact
like
the
this
whole thing.
show is slowly becoming not family oriented. Sorry, I just had to say that.
No, you're good. And the fact of the matter is,
Wait,
we
when
have.
was Dan ever family oriented?
But I think what he means. I think what he means by family oriented is the fact, like, at least the story had a through plot of him trying to find his other ball. That was the through plot for
Right.
most of the first season, and then he gained the powers from Turbo Granny. He tried to get rid of them, but he couldn't. The cat lady's trying to help him do that. The cat girl's trying to help him do that, but then all the other stuff kind of happened. But now the whole his other ball is kind of left out the story. Him trying to get rid of Turbo Granny's powers is not a thing
No,
anymore.
we just seen
Turbo,
his other ball though
we
with
did,
Godzilla.
we did, we did. But like, I think also you're introducing a bunch of other characters to the point where now I don't know who to follow because the other thing they introduced is the fact that him and what's her name have tension. They like each other, but they don't say it. They won't outright say it. And then the purple hair girl, the pink hair girl gets involved so much, and then the new girls get involved. It's kind of like, what? Who are all these people?
It's everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah, that's fair. And I'll give you one more show that kind of gotten me a little weird. I finished it out. I did finish it out. I'll have to give him credit. I did finish it out. I like where Kaiju's headed, but the only thing about Kaiju I don't like. I think Kaiju's getting kind of weird because Kaiju's also in that weird spot of like, we want to focus on Kafka, but we also have to focus on everybody else, and everybody else is doing other things. The problem is the story has to go with Kafka because he's trying to face number 9 and stop that from happening. But also, we have a big emphasis on Hoshino, which is the captain. So, what are we doing there? Like, it feels like you want to focus on the captain more, but you can't because if you do that, it's just going to take away from Kafka and the rest of the cast. But also, we're eventually going to focus on Kafka anyway because he's going to stay the kaiju form. Like, I don't know. It feels like, and this is the other thing I'll give Chris, the mangas of these shows. If the mangas are actually the way they're written like this, cool. I'm down. I'm fine with that. But if they're not, it kind of feels like you didn't really plan. You just kind of
Mm,
planned on the fly to do this. Do certain things in certain shows.
I'm sorry. I gotta jump in here, and I know I talk a lot, so I'm gonna talk a little bit when I say this. I just want to say, seems like you're saying about this season what I said about the first season, but I was the
of
bad guy when
of
I said it.
of what?
Of the story not really being beneficial to what we're watching and not making sense and feel like it's rushed or all over the place. But hey, I mean,
No, it is hard to me because the first season of a show they usually take their time. It's weird when you see a second season of the show kind of rush through a bunch of stuff. That's the thing that boggles my mind the most. But fine, I'm cool with that. But explain it.
love
That's the
story
thing I
that
can't
doesn't
say.
have the love story until the end of it. What type of show are we watching
You know what? Let me go through this other list before we keep.
Yeah, yeah. Go through it.
Yeah.
Go
Go
through
ahead,
it.
bro.
All right. For number one, Dan to Dan. Oh, which was the final episode. Number two, Clevitus. Thank
Mm.
you for giving Clevitus his flowers, bro. 'Cause that show was
Deserve this
fire.
flower.
Number three, My Dress Up Darling. I told you these dudes just need to go ahead and call each other husband and wife, like for real. Number four, Dr. Mother Freaking Stone. Another show that deserves all the flowers. All right, now with the rest of them. Number five, Secrets of the Silent Witch. Six, Watanabe. Seven, Gachikila.
Yes,
Eight,
sir.
Call of the Night. Nine, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. And then finally, at number 10, Grand Blue Dreaming.
Of course.
Yeah, that makes sense. I, yeah, yeah. It makes sense. It does. And this chart actually kind of gives you an indication. If Dan's at 1, that means people binge watch Dan to Dan. Because now they're caught up.
Yes.
That kind of gives you that indication now. Same with Cleverness.
See,
Binge watched it.
see, is what I'm starting to understand is that I feel like the shows that people know are good, they're just gonna binge watch them because they know they're good. They know they're not gonna fail them. That's the trend that I'm starting to see.
You know what else I'm seeing?
What you got?
No, not to say it like this, but the shows that we deem to be good are consistently on this chart and consistently not on the other chart.
Because I don't think I
What
think
does that
Superhero X. I
say?
mean, like Superhero X. I mean, touch this chart at all. If I remember correctly, it never gets in the top 25.
It has before. It
It
has.
had before. It had before.
But like I
I know.
said, that last episode, last couple episodes actually were just pretty mid in comparison. You don't see it on here. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? Like it's a polar opposite chart. Now, I will say this: anime watchers suck, bro. They do.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
Only because, bro, why are we playing with our charts like this? You know what's good. Just say it's good. Stop favoritizing whatever, anime and boosting it up the charts just because you like the anime. Say what's good, bro.
I will say this is fan voted, so like this one, 6,322 people voted on. So ultimately,
Yep.
yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Uh, it it's hard because I think a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to say what they like and then they end up being wrong because
Well,
yeah,
pause real
they're
quick.
wrong.
The list that you pulled from is called the My Anime list, right?
Anime corner.
Mhm.
Oh, they actually post the anime corner scores on here.
Oh, yeah, they post them. Why? What do you say? How do you know that?
So I'm looking at the top right, the upper top right, and it's telling you what was rated at the My Anime list score, which is the My Corner. That's the corner.
No, there's actually a third list. I know of that list. I've looked at it before. There is something called the My Anime list, which is from another company
Yeah,
entirely.
it's another source.
And it's another source, but yes, there's another list. There's like three lists. There's this one, that, and there's the My Anime list. There's so many. There's like four lists technically. I can find if there's a fourth one I know of too, but they're all different because they all have different results across the board. So, and yeah, it's kind of hard to understand. Chris, I'm gonna say this though. Back to Deon's thing. If that's the case, then why don't people just vote for what they like and buck the public? Because
Because we live in the era of social media.
Hmm. In the era of being scorned for watching something that's trash.
Exactly.
but here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this right now. It's funny you mentioned that Demon Slayer's got critical acclaim right now, and they've done pretty much nothing wrong, and yet they're still getting hate. But yet, it's also kind of funny to me because at the same point, you have your big three like One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, and Bleach that can come back, and they're all do fine, but they never hit top 10 of these charts because they've been around for so long. They have their fan base.
Bleach did. Bleach did. Sorry, Thousand Year
No,
Blood War was number one for the entire season. I'm just
that's fair. That is fair.
as
But you know
as
what I
a
mean.
Bleach guy.
That's fair. But you know what I mean. Bleach and them
Yeah,
can
One Piece
have
never
their
touches the chart.
One Piece never touches the top 20. The top 20 every once in a while hit the top 20, but it's not gonna like flat, because it's been around for so long. So you're telling me just legitimately pick what you think in your heart you actually gonna like to watch. If that's the case, do it because that doesn't make any sense to me. I just think that's weird, out and odd. Because ultimately, if you like Clovertiss, put Clovertiss up there. If you like To Be Harris, put To Be Harris up there.
But I think that's what's happening for the most part. B. I feel like people are voting, especially with the anime corner chart. I feel like people are voting based off of what they like instead of what is actually good. Because if you don't like shonen, then you're not going to watch shonen. You're going to watch slice of life or whatever romance, whatever. So those are what you're going to be voting for. Guess who's not voting that much? People who are actually watching good anime, clearly, because
That's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're definitely right.
because it
I don't know.
saddens my heart that Lord of Mysteries isn't on any of these charts.
Actually, there was. We'll talk about that next week. There's a story about that, and I think it's funny because it wasn't. It's a conspiracy theory, but it's actually a theory nonetheless. And we'll get into it. But it's something that kind of deals with like Crunchyroll didn't want it to actually. Did they bury it on purpose not to do well? Was it a thing? There's a lot with that one, which is kind of funny because it has never been on any one of these charts. And I'm just like, why would they do that? Because that's not doesn't make sense. But we will talk about that because that's really it was an interesting thing about that. Like we're talking about why was that not even mentioned across the board at all? But it got people were reviewing it, people were talking about it. So, um, let's see what the
also
last week. Go ahead.
people need to release anime all at once so we can binge watch.
Yeah,
This
man.
dude here. This
What's up?
dude here, like I get where you coming from. I love when they do come out, but there is something about being left on that cliffhanger that is emotional, just that just grabs
I,
you and makes you want to cuss at him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you ain't gotta watch it if you don't want to. You can wait till next week, but let me watch it.
You absolutely right. You
You know how
absolutely
many
right.
right.
anime I could have
You're
gone
right.
through, how many anime I could have caught up on if
Oh, and that
everything
time
was just
period.
released at once?
Yeah,
Like,
got a lot.
bro.
So I mean, does that mean that also the same can also be said for you? I mean, just wait till the season finishes.
I mean, and for the most part, I will, but then I can't participate in the chats, the charts, the things like that.
Yeah.
Versus
I
if they were
Fair enough.
all released at one time, social media, everything could still be relevant to everybody.
I think there's a valid argument for both sides, and we've talked about this before. It's on episode like 80, 85, somewhere around there. But also, I think there's going to be an issue eventually, and We've talked about this too. I think there's going to be no more seasons. I think seasons are going to go away completely. I think in the sense that like we have a spring season, a summer season, a fall season, all like I think that whole situation is going to start kind of blurring those lines because this summer season was packed to the brim. Whatever, a lot of stuff. 71 shows in total. So I think
But
72.
you
Think
know, I
about
mean,
that though, B. 71 shows. Who's watching 71 shows episode week by week?
Nobody. Absolutely
One
nobody.
Piece fans, One Piece fans.
No, 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 no,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
no, no. That's one show. Most One Piece fans, and I hate to say this like this, but most One Piece fans are only One Piece fans. Like a lot of them don't even watch anything else. And the ones that do are okay with watching One Piece and then going to binge watch something that has already come out or watching something as it goes. But 71, that's just from this season. We're not talking this year.
Okay, well, let me put it to you this way. I feel like One Piece, for as long as it is, that something like that needs to be like Days of Our Lives or something. I need a new episode every day, like because y'all have been doing the episode every week for the past X amount of years, like, and then y'all already take breaks and have some of the world's longest fillers too. So it's like y'all might as well.
But
I,
that's catch up time.
yeah, let's catch up. That's usually what people do. They'll catch up.
I
Okay,
don't. Either
we're
way.
gonna we're
But
gonna
I
table
get
this
you. I
conversation.
understand. Please release more at a time. That's what I want.
We're gonna table this conversation because I think ultimately we kind of start touched on this with the summer season. We'll touch on it more next week, but I think ultimately once the summer season finished, I think we really need to talk about if we're setting one shows in this summer season, and we're gonna get a third of that maybe in the fall. I think there's gonna be a massive problem of as the old saying goes, the cream rises to the top. We had a lot of cream. But we also had a lot of just grime and a lot of stuff that's not really that decent. So ultimately, we have a balance of you have a lot of A plus, but you have a lot of also C's and some D's. So where's that balance? Because you need both, but at the same time, quality over quantity is also going to be the big thing too.
Yep.
Like, um,
I'd rather have a season where only 10 anime come out, but all 10 of them, let's say even 9 of them, are fire, versus a season where 80 anime come out and you can only realistically watch 3 of them because the rest are trash.
fair, fair. So let's get
I
into
also agree.
yeah, let's get into Lord of the Mysteries episode 8. We watched episode last week. It's episode 7 last week. We're gonna watch episode 8. We probably won't get to episode 9 because we have a long bit of talking again, which is not a bad thing. I always love
My
doing
bad.
that. That's actually a good thing for us. We do. I think most people do listen to us a lot for talking purposes. We get a lot of people doing like our little conversations and back and forth. So, um, and we do it some time before the fall season officially starts anyway, as per usual. Um, this episode 8 is kind of interesting. It bridges a gap between 7, but also starts us on a path where we're going to have a lot of more interesting things to talk about. And it's funny because this episode doesn't really do a lot in terms of like fighting and like physical. It does more psychological, more talking, more things to kind of get your brain racked up. I remember watching it was one of the few episodes I was like, oh, they're really getting interesting now. So this will be the last one I've seen up to this point, and then I'll go in blind for the rest of them because I kind of been watching other things and catching up on other things. But in a second, I will say 3, 2, 1, and then we get going. Gentlemen, you ready?
This is episode 8, right? Make sure I got the right
Yes.
episode.
This
All
is
right,
episode
I'm
8.
ready.
Ready now?
Yes, sir.
All right. And 3, 2, 1, let's go. Episode 8, Losing Control. Still one of the few shows I love that we don't have an opening or ending song for, and it actually works so well for the show.
Don't need one.
Oh
I
Don't
no,
mean,
we
need
we
don't
one.
need
get
one.
30
We
seconds of
don't.
credits, though.
Yeah, we do get 30 seconds credits, but usually the credits are the same little opening every time, so you have that. To keep it.
But it's good that they remind you of how the power system works in this world, though.
Yes, they do. 'Cause you
Yeah,
will forget after a while if you don't remember how
that's
it.
the One Piece influence right
Yep.
there.
Wait, Chris, he said guns. We've only seen him have one gun. Are there multiples?
I think he means like the guns everybody uses, because everybody has their own gun.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought he meant, but I was like, I didn't know if that's the case. Oh, I, oh yeah, where she puts the price. Yeah, I remember this.
More story info.
But it's see, okay, if that at that time period, would you have that kind of money? Because we're talking about like,
She clearly does.
jeez, and he did. She's done it twice already.
She balling. Bro, button your shirt up. It's irritating me.
Well, it's also that time period too, where they have the collars and stuff. But also, that's the probably the way it keeps that character looking interesting because he's supposed to be that handsome dude.
Yeah, no, he missed the button.
Oh, he just missed a. Okay, I thought they
He
were.
missed the
I thought they
button.
were doing it on purpose. That's usually why they do that for on purpose reasons.
It's trying to show him trying to hurry and getting dressed.
He never told his sister what he actually does, did he? Which is so funny to me. He never told her about it.
Forget that ain't really his sister.
That's also true, but you know what I mean. Like since you're in that time period, he's having a body of somebody else. You kind of would have thought.
But he is a part of a secret organization, so and he don't want her to worry, or his brother.
You say 90 proof? All right, that's a good way to get the old man to go.
So Quickie jumped up.
Well, yeah, you say so. You get paid double, whatever that would original pay was. Yeah, people do that in a heartbeat.
Bro, this just made his character look so weak.
What? What? Wait. What was he doing? What was he doing there? Oh, he just made sure that he could snoop around without getting in trouble.
He's trying to get that weapon from him. But the way he did it is like it didn't. It's not a character for me for him.
It is a lot of character, but it works for what he was trying to make the captain. He's trying to appeal to the captain.
I mean, but they're not doing bad. I mean, they got to showcase the characters and give them some kind of dynamic, though.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed too corny. It it didn't seem like it fit his character. Oh, oh, woe is me. The dock workers. I know he was being dramatic, but
But for
Yeah,
him,
pretty overly dramatic.
he he
yeah.
just wants to get into it. He just wants to do it.
But it
He
also
wants to do
don't
it because
seem
he
like
wants to learn
the
more.
captain is slow enough to be like, oh yeah, oh he's really like he ain't gullible, bro. Like he should be able to see straight through that.
And then all of them got a goofy face.
Look, guys, it's a staring.
And this exorcism goes horribly wrong.
Chris, tell me that's not a staring.
Sorry, that's funny. That's funny. I get why you said it though. Uh,
I told you this is nightmare inducing, bro.
I do remember watching this episode, but I don't. This was. Oh, I remember this character. I remember this now. Yeah, this was really creepy.
Like if you remember, I mean, Brenda, I know you. My cousin Drew, your roommate, said that he will not watch this show anymore.
Uh, a mallet. Okay.
Yeah, puppy dog, real nightmare fuel.
Well, this just starts. I mean, only it's starting. We're going to get worse. Why does it remind me of Hagrid, the girl from Harry Potter from the bathrooms?
Moaning Myrtle.
Oh, Moaning
Uh
Myrtle.
huh. But actually, but Myrtle actually like talking to people. This one doesn't like. This one just is creeped out. Yeah, why are you doing it?
Almost like he's being hazed, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
He's like, earn your stripes. Okay, Twinkle Toes.
Now, Twinkle Toes.
Uh, I love the fact too they can't do what they normally do because everybody's watching.
Well, they're doing this because everybody's watching.
Well, yeah.
Like
They
they spent
already
their magic fairy
exercising.
dust.
Yeah, giving them a good show.
Now close that door and really go after it because this is not gonna. What the? Why is there a runaway carriage? Oh,
Mm. Deon, have you seen the last episode of this?
No,
Oh,
episode 13.
yeah, bruh.
No, I have
oh
not.
wait, the lady,
I'm
the
waiting to. I'm waiting for the dub.
This is the most. When I tell y'all, this thing is freaking frightening after watching the last episode.
but okay, but
Hmm.
that's the lady we saw prior from the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So
We've seen
keep
her a
watching.
couple times now.
So keep watching. As we watch these episodes, keep her in mind.
Wait a minute. I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but I think I know. I got a hunch for something.
No, you don't.
I do, because remember the girl on the table from last episode, episode 7, when they did the fucking ritual?
Hmm,
She
hmm,
reminds me. She looks just like her.
hmm,
Randy, you're on to something, but that's all I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, fair
hmm.
enough. Fair enough. That's if that's creepy. If that's the case, but ugh.
But you
Just
have
live
no
out
idea, though. You have
how they
no
talk
idea.
about her, Speedy.
Oh no, I figured that. I didn't figure that, but still. thinking, crap, I like the way they do the lights and colors for this. Ha! He already knew what he was doing. Ooh. What is this thing? Oh, the cat. Okay. Yeah, I remember this thing now. Nice shot. How do you hurt something that can't really be destroyed? I think it's huge.
Mm,
Yep.
that's very peculiar.
That thing just looks creepy.
But the recognition, bro,
Yep.
what does that mean? What is that actually saying for those who lose control?
Oh. It's their buddy they had drinks with.
Yeah. So what is that saying for those guys who's losing control like that? For him to stop and recognize O'Neal.
No. We really don't have an understanding why they're losing control like they are. He almost couldn't do it. Oh, okay, this episode. it's really interesting, and like I say, we'll talk about it next week. But I want to say, like, I think this is really a turning point for the show. I remember a lot of this story kind of combines a lot of things, and he wants to get stronger. So I'll start off with Deon for this. Deon, what is your biggest takeaway from this episode?
I mean, we got a lot of like little nuance pieces that hopefully will help unfold the greater picture. And I feel like I don't want to say it because I already know what's gonna happen in the next few episodes. But yeah, yeah, man, it's very very John Constantine.
Yeah, yeah. Chris, I know you've seen the whole series, but you also seen this episode. What was your biggest takeaway from this episode?
The biggest takeaway from this episode has to be how things can change even in a moment's notice.
Yep,
I mean, because this person was around them the entire episode until didn't even see the signs until it was too late.
correct.
And then it took for their friends to end the game. Now, like people forget how much of an emotional toll that is. So now they have to carry this sorrow into the next episode.
Yep.
Uh,
And
old Neil said, "It's gotta be me." If that line doesn't hit you, bro,
Yeah,
that the fact we just got the whole piano, him playing the piano at the end, and just kind of our main characters looking at the count, looking at the dresser, kind of like, what is going on? And trying to explain it, but he couldn't. That whole sequence was just so strong, and I appreciate the way they did it.
yeah, he's
I
watched every one of his friends die, and he had to collect a momentum from each one of them.
correct.
O'Neal,
I know
who
this
has
is
never taken anybody's, has never done harm to anybody. That's his
correct.
potion. He can't do harm to people.
Correct. I I'm gonna ask for this, but this will probably be tough. And I'll start off for Chris for this. Chris, what would you give episode 8 of Lord of Mysteries for a rating?
bro, this episode is gonna give a 7.2,
Okay.
and I'm only giving it this score because I feel like there could have been more said in this show to give it more context of what was going on.
Okay. Okay.
Like I felt like where this episode is and where they're going to, there's a lot more to be said.
Mm-hmm. Deon, what would you give episode 8 for a rating?
8 get a day.
Okay. Like the symmetry.
Um, I like the fact that. Oh, Chris, I'm gonna have to say this, bro. I love you, man. Just know. But I like the fact that there wasn't a lot said in this episode to explain things. Like explain it in further in future episodes, maybe. But this one, in the beginning half, it was normal story, normal situation, everything. But then in the end, it made this hit home by not saying anything too much. Because when
Correct.
somebody dies that's close to you kind of don't care to say things or explain things. You just kind of want to be in the moment. And so I felt that.
It's for me, I have to give this like an 8.5. Just because I think I agree with you, Dion, but I see where Chris' point come from. I agree with you, Dion, though, like the ending sequence of him saying little to nothing, and it's basically just our main character saying things and kind of thinking through things and what he's seeing, ends up making it more palpable because, like, what's really going on with all the Beyonders? What's happening that they're losing control? Why are they doing that? And just the playing of the song, playing and everything works out perfectly. Yeah, I don't know. This show has made us think about different things in so many different ways, and I can't say that it's good or bad, but it's just a great thinking piece for a show that's very technical, but also very thought provoking. Next week we'll do episode 123 of the Anime Dojo. We're gonna go through episode 9 and 10, and we're gonna actually get through both those episodes because we'll have less new stuff to cover by that point. Um, but just keep on this journey with us because I think this is one of the few times where we're not doing two shows, and I think that's helped us out a lot because of the way Lord of Mysteries has really just ramped itself up now. And we'll see where the story goes, see where the loose ends kind of tying together. That's the big thing. This will go up on Spotify after it processes. It'll be up on YouTube on Thursday. I do thank Deon and Chris for joining me. I do thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy and hope you for next time. See ya.
Peace.
Yeah, I'll be easy now.